You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Sounds like some bad movie.
Hello. Welcome to Moviesucktastic. Tonight, Scott's challenge to me... Hello, Scott. Scott's challenge to me was visiting hours.
And why did I challenge you to visiting hours?
Because of my challenge to you of Total Recall, which your challenge was strictly Michael Ironside.
And do you need any other reason besides Michael Ironside?
I fucking love Michael Ironside. And even he couldn't save this fucking movie.
As I've said before, with visiting hours, is William Shatner is in the film as well, but he's got a very brief role. So you come for the Shatner, but you stay for the Ironside.
Or as the guy in the trailer says, William Shatner.
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 Because there is no known cure for murder.
This was 1982. And first of all, can I just say how disappointed I am in how there was zero nudity in this film?
Well, the interesting thing about the movie is that
I mean he's an abusive. He hates women. He's abusive.
He really does not like women.
Just fucking hates them.
He's got
not even partial nudity. Watch this with your parents.
Yeah, he definitely has some other issues. Well, the film was released in 1982.
Yeah.
So it's around the same time as Halloween 2. It's jumping onto the slasher bandwagon of the late 70s, early 80s. This film is renowned mainly because it is one of the video nasties, as they were called when England started banning all these horror films, and it's also the first video nasty that was ever shown on television. The station that showed this movie was actually fined for showing it uncut, accidentally, I believe.
Oh, really? Well,
right.
They didn't have much to worry about with not having nudity.
Oh no, it was video nasties. It was purely about the violence was the concern, and
show me a boob here or there. Come on.
What?
Show me a boob here or there. Come on.
Yeah, well, you got to see some.
Maybe I'm just too used to, 80s slasher films having that. I don't know.
Or you're just a misogynist. One of the two.
Could be.
I've
never seen this film, by the way. This is the first time I've ever seen it.
I know. That's one of the reasons I made you. I challenged it because you hadn't seen it. Now, the interesting thing is, during that period, a lot of the negative press that horror films were getting, and possibly rightly so, was that they were considered very misogynistic, and that they were supposedly the pleasure watching these films was derived from watching women tortured, injured, killed, even though that's probably not the case for most people.
Right.
Now, with this film, whether or not you believe the writer Brian Taggart, he says that he got the idea of the plot line from Lee Grant, who's the star of the show, the female lead of the movie. Which
will lead me in the direction of your challenge later on.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess disaster film, but
Well, we'll
But
see.
whether or not it's because of that or just because he realized, like, a lot of these smart producers did, or filmmakers, screenwriters, what have you, in the time period, that you had to have some reason to put violence towards women on the screen. And with the backlash against violence towards women on the screen,
Right.
This whole movie is based on the idea of feminism.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Sure. And
Lee
can I
Grant's
just point out how
go
much that our live stream blows major fucking donkey dick.
Wow, what to do now?
It decided for no apparent reason that I didn't need to be in the mixer so that people could hear my voice in the video. I had to add it. Why does it do that?
Because it doesn't like you.
I'm the fucking tech, and I don't know why it does it. For no reason, it just,
I think we should be looking towards Vimeo or something like that, at least for posting our videos out
Actually,
there.
I think we should be looking towards just going straight through YouTube.
Yeah, good luck with that, since they ban our movie review show whenever we post it because we show clips from the movies.
Yeah, I do think though that if we go through YouTube and we establish our show with them, actually sign up, all the logistics and everything, they're not going to ban it anymore.
Yeah, well, it's worth a shot then.
It's worth a shot. It really is. All right, I'm sorry.
Right.
Continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Lee Grant's character, Deborah Ballin.
Ballin'. Yeah, she's ballin', all right.
She's a feminist newscaster who we start off the show.
When Michael Ironside walks in the room near the end of the film, that's what she does. Like that noise for like 5 straight seconds.
Well, she's scared.
Okay. All right, sure.
Okay. Well, we see at the beginning dressing down Michael J. Reynolds playing Porter Hallstrom, who I could have sworn was like a young Clu Gulager for a few minutes. And so I actually had to look it up to make sure it wasn't a young Clu Gulager. And I probably should have known he wasn't half as cool as Gulager is. But she's on a newscast, and William Shatner is the producer of the television show and her husband. And because of her vocal defense of abused women, which I guess is kind of controversial in the 80s. And even though it's 82, it really has a 70s feel to it. It's really
Well, we talked about that too. A lot of the films in the early 80s, even to almost the mid 80s, had the decade before. It's just because it goes from one to the other, and it takes a while to get out of certain filming techniques and the way actors and actresses portray themselves on the screen.
And we like to think of the decades as time as in like 10-year chunks, but it's not like everything flips the minute you go from one to the next. That's just our presumption. Yeah. So Michael Ironside, he's a guy with serious mother issues who doesn't like the fact that Lee Grant's character is defending battered women, because Michael Ironside likes to batter women.
Yeah.
And so he goes to her house and batters her, dressing up in her jewelry.
Yeah, that was weird.
A nice cross-dressing thing going on at the beginning. I will give the writer that much. He tried to do stuff with the Michael Ironside character that was interesting, and it wasn't just he's a psycho. And he gives just enough background. Like there's like 3 flashbacks. One with his father wrestling him in the mud, trying to make him drink a beer and having fun.
Right.
And then the other flashbacks are his mother pouring like scalding water or oil on the father because he was slapping her around.
Right.
And so of course he hates his mother now because she attacked his poor father.
His hero.
His alcoholic, spousal abusing hero.
Cats in the cradle.
No, it burns. It burns.
Not one of those moments.
not one of those moments.
Yeah.
And so Michael Ironside, after he wounds her, he escapes, and they put her in a hospital.
Who, by the way, he's terrible at it.
He's so bad.
He's the worst.
She's in the hospital, and he manages to kill everybody he bumps into at the hospital except her.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's a nurse, bam. Oh, I'm in the wrong room. Let me just kill this person. Oh, it's just
this old lady that's practically catatonic. She's seen me. She must die now. But I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to have her have a little heart attack there because she's so scared.
Now, when we first meet him at Lee Grant's house, the two things I wanted to point out is that he killed the maid, but apparently she was a horrible maid.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
You know what, too? Real quick, and I'm disappointed that I wasn't right. I really thought that parrot was going to play a small part in the plot. It's like, he did it. Really? It's Michael Ironside. It's Michael Ironside. I swear to God, because the movie's a bad film. I mean, there's no question about that. And I'm just like, are they going to do something with this parrot? I was expecting it, and it didn't happen, and I was a little disappointed. It would have been one of those things where if we were watching it live, which is something that we're still working on doing, and we're going to do it. If we were watching it live, I would have said, "Oh yeah, that parrot's not going to play a part later in the film." That's what it would have been something I would have said. He's behind the curtain. He's behind the curtain. It just, I don't know. I just.
Well, what I liked about that scene is when he walks in she barricades the door, and then she runs into like the kitchen or the closet. Huge closet, and she's got a window in the closet. Why do you have a window in the closet?
You know what?
Why is there a window in the closet?
And I'm not gonna, play architect here, but if I was gonna guess, if you wanted a real answer, it would be.
I don't.
Oh, okay, then I'm not gonna. Well, I'm going in that direction. I have to say it now. There probably wasn't a closet at one point. Why they kept the window? I don't know.
But that was a window built into a closet. That's. But when he comes in, the parrot's walking around on the bed, and it's ever so subtle. But when he walks by the parrot's like waist level with him. He turns the one hand not holding a knife,
right,
and kind of like it's almost like if it was a child, it would have been a motion like to stay back, like a defense, like I got this one, Polly.
Yeah, I did notice
just really
that.
Like you're okay, bird. Take a step back. I got a job to do. Which is very subtle.
Well, I took it two ways, and I don't know if it was just him putting his hand out, like you said, like as not part of the film, just like, all right, bird, chill out. We've done this take 87 times because of you. Shut the fuck up, Mm-hmm. Or it was meant to kind of convey that he might be doing something in that exact second, and then, of course, it fades out or just transitions to the next shot.
No, it wasn't anything like that. It was just, I think it was just Michael Ironside said, all right, don't fucking bite me. Because those things bite.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking parrots.
They'll outlive us. What's the average lifespan of a parrot? 60 to
Too
80
long.
years? It's like
Too
60 to 80
long.
years.
Yeah, less if you have like a freezer nearby. Fuck that.
Freezer.
Animal cruelty? No, I'm just kidding, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Now, Michael Ironside wearing the jewelry is interesting because Michael Ironside goes through several fashion statements throughout this film as the misogynistic, mother-hating, He-Man Woman Haters Club member / serial killer.
Right.
The first time we see him, he's taking his shirt off and is dressed up in her jewelry and attacks her like that. Although, when she runs and locks herself in the bedroom, he does take the time to take all the jewelry off and put his shirt back on.
Right. Yeah, he does that.
Yeah, and then he goes back and forth throughout the film in a kind of a biker motif, and like a kind of a greaser look. And,
and apparently women love him.
Well,
even though he's this violent douche.
Well, no,
women love him.
And I thought this was done on purpose. Older women like him.
Well, that young girl really was into him.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, before he takes the young girl up to his room and rapes her, hilarious scene, by the way. Not only is his elderly landlord hitting on him, but then, like, the waitress who looks old enough to be his mother is like, you gonna take me out sometime? Does every woman over the age of 50 in this film is like half the proposition of Michael Ironside? I think it kind of hit the mother thing home a little bit, but on a different level. You know, it was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were trying to go for with that, but it's just any woman that showed an interest in him was old enough to literally be his mother.
And maybe that's what they were trying to go for, like you said.
I think they had to have, because it's just too weird not to, you know, you're doing the casting, and it's just a weird choice, especially for someone who has mother issues. Because he doesn't react positively to it either. But
right.
I don't know, maybe.
Well, like when he does take that young girl back to his apartment, and you know he like crushes a beer can between her legs and he's like, take it off.
Well, and that's when we get. And that's when we get to see him in the sleeveless
leather
latex
vest.
It's not
a vest. Yeah,
it's a latex guinea tee, is what it is.
Guinea tee, really? Okay.
The latex t-shirt.
They're just called tees, everyone. In case you didn't know.
No, but wife beater? Would you prefer?
Wife beater's better.
Actually makes more sense. It was a latex wife beater, and. And that's an interesting fashion choice, and the fact that he comes out dressed like that, and you know, with Michael Ironside eyes, and she doesn't leave the room, you know, definitely not the wisest choice.
Lady, you didn't see Scanners? Shit. But no, yeah, and you know, he crushes that beer can, and gets beer all over, and he's just like, take it off.
Take it off.
I don't want to take it off. And then he gets kind of rough, and she kind of likes it. And even after the whole ordeal of him raping her, which they don't even show, no nudity. Again, no nudity.
Don't sound so disappointed, Joey.
I just wanted a little nudity.
Really? Even in a rape scene? Okay, now you're starting to sound.
I was just, well, you know what? I'm watching. I'm like, this is probably the only shot I got. Had a little nudity. I mean,
I think Michael Ironside was thinking the same thing.
You saw more of Michael Ironside than you saw of any chick in this film.
Well, you saw him shirtless, so yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, but she ends up at the hospital because he beat her up pretty good, and you know, bit her and all that stuff. And she doesn't want to even give him up because she knows. Or she's just telling the nurse that, I'm a whore. What do you do? What are you going to do? It's what I do. You know, because she said, what, you don't want to give him up? And she's like,
right.
Nah, not really.
Because she's street smart.
She's street smart. I don't know about
Take care of stuff on your own terms.
Right.
Right. What she does they go back and trash the place, and that's when she finds the little death tableau, death mask he's made with pictures of people he's killed trying to get to Lee Grant's character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, would you say the plot to this film is razor thin? Because I would.
Well,
there's.
I mean, the plot's there. I mean, it's there's not much going on because most slasher films the plot is just okay. There's a serial killer. At least this one has more of a reason why he's doing it than as like a Freddy or a Jason, where it's just it's what he does. No. This guy has specific issues. He specifically hates Lee Grant because she's always on television defending women, and we know Michael Ironside does not, or his character does not like women. Colt Hawker is his character's name, which is an awesome name for Michael Ironside character.
It's like, you know, when his father named him, it's like, yeah, this kid, his name is going to be Colt. He's going to fuck up the world.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, man, you really just want the world all to yourself, huh? And he's like, yeah.
That'd be nice, yeah.
That would be nice. I'd like that very much. I
like the touch that he has framed all over his apartment letters he's written.
Yeah.
To reporter, to the Lee Grant's character, to like judges. just he's like your quintessential like angry far right, but you know he's political because he's insane or mentally deranged, not because he just hates Democrats, but he's definitely anti everybody.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't just kill women; he also kills the one guy at the hospital.
That's right. Yeah.
For no real reason.
Yeah. Poor old Bernie. He looked like a.
Yeah,
I don't remember if that was his name, but he looked like a Bernie.
Yeah, there was really no reason to kill that character, but he went for it with gusto.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, and we got sidetracked when I was talking about the fashion statements of Michael Ironside, because don't forget, after the scene where we have him in the latex white beater, we also see him in a sweater vest when he visits their old dad.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out which image creeps me out more: Michael Ironside in a latex T-shirt or Michael Ironside in a sweater vest.
Massaging his father, his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
But like, Dad, remember that time you beat up Mom? That was great. The nurse finds a picture of his mom and his dad, and he's like, "Where'd you get this?" Promptly puts it away.
I like the wedding picture with the mother torn out of it.
Yeah.
He hates his mother.
Yeah,
they nailed it. They nailed that home.
Oh yeah. They did a pretty good job with that.
Speaking of dead wives.
Oh boy.
When William Shatner walks in the house and finds Lee Grant, which is supposed to be his wife, like bleeding on the floor.
Yeah.
This is like, Shatner, get used to this.
Oh shit. I see a pool in your future.
And I didn't even kill this one. What the hell?
Shatner. William Shatner. Awkward. Oh, the scene right here where he puts the magnet on the side of his van, the big florist, bristle florist. It's like he's driving a big black van with a magnetic sign on the side. No one is figuring this out. I mean, they didn't go so far as to say that, all the police enforcement in the film are incompetent because they don't have to. Hospital staff.
Well,
it's like this guy's running around. Everyone is seeing his face. I mean, it's just this guy should not be walking around.
He's in the hospital like 3 or 4 times, killing people before someone finally catches them, and then he gets away in an elevator,
leaving DNA everywhere. I mean, this guy is terrible.
All right, it's the '80s. All right, it's the '80s. We didn't have fucking CSI running around.
The fuck, we didn't.
80s. Not in that sense. And
we were pretty good. Come on.
Forget DNA. It's like he's in the hospital. It's like, we got you. He ducks in the elevator and then he's gone. The cops lost him.
Yeah.
What was there?
And he leaves the door open when he goes in and he finds her. It's like, what kind of a moron are you?
Where was the elevator chase scene? How did he outmaneuver them in an elevator? And here's another question: at the end, when he finally finds Lee Grant, finally gets to her, and then decides to fuck around instead of actually kill her, and she gets away. When she gets in the elevator, some janitor just goes in and overrides the elevator and takes it to the basement.
Oh yeah.
Is that something that janitors or building representatives, what have you? Is that something that happens regularly? People just janitorial staff or
will just send the elevator to the basement.
Yeah, superintendent just goes, you know what? I'm bringing elevator 3 down to the basement. In a hospital, I'm not going to check. I'm just going to reroute this elevator so it only comes to the basement. Does that happen on a regular basis anywhere?
No. Unless, and I didn't really pay attention. I mean, I didn't think it was a service elevator that patients or visitors would use. I didn't notice that, but yeah, no, that doesn't happen.
It's an elevator in a hospital. It's just, you have to assume there might be a patient in it. I just seemed weird to me.
Well, of course.
And there are a couple of inconsistencies like that in the film. I mean, nothing too drastic. A couple. Well, the biggest one is when the nurse that's trying to help Lee Grant, played by
I have her.
Linda Pearl.
Linda Pearl.
Linda Pearl. When he
who's Australian, right? No. So who was Australian that I saw in the film?
Oh.
One of the.
Well, the film's Canadian.
Lenore Zan, Australia. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay.
And you know what's interesting too? Lee Grant.
What?
Because again, she'll play a part in your challenge. She was 58 when she did this film.
Mm-hmm.
According to her IMDb, she's born in 1925. I didn't think she was that old when she did this movie. She doesn't look 58. She looks older, but not 58. So.
And I like that in the film. I like the fact that it's a strong female lead. First of all, even though she spends most of the time crying and saying "Please help me," she's still a strong female lead. Right. And having an older, strong female lead in a horror film that's basically, the whole basic plot is killing women. It's an interesting choice, but it also makes her another mother figure too for Michael Ironside, which is a smart move on the right. I mean, I will give the writer credit on a lot. I think most of where this film falls apart might be on the directorial side. Yeah, because the screenplay doesn't have too much that's bad in it, and the few things that are bad screenplay wise, I can almost blame on production. Didn't
the director write the film as well? I know he edited the film himself.
No, director was Jean-Claude Lord.
Jean-Claude Lord, yeah, he edited the film. You're right. Brian Taggart wrote the screenplay.
Right, and Brian Taggart also wrote. There's another screenplay he wrote that you might be interested in.
What?
Wanted, Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
That is not my movie challenge to you, by the way.
And Poltergeist 3.
Poltergeist 3.
Yeah. But hey, that's the guy that wrote Wanted, Dead or Alive. I don't hate the screenplay to this film that much. Again, he does enough interesting things that a lot of slasher films weren't doing.
Right.
The weird thing with he has the little bell around his neck, which had kind of an Argento feel to it, where she hears the bells. I think he's here.
Yeah.
But it's a really tiny bell, so I don't know. Not like he's got a cowbell hanging from his shoulders.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, but like there's one thing that really jumped out at me is the Linda Pearl's the nurse. She rushes home because Michael Ironside calls the hospital. He's trying to get everybody away from Lee Grant, because since he's botched trying to kill her so many times, now they have police security and they've locked down the entire hospital. And so she goes back. Linda Pearl runs back to her house because the incompetent police won't help her. And while she's there, he stabs her. Now, and he stabs her in the stomach, abdomen, really low abdominal shot. Boom.
Kind of like the same spot he was stabbed in.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. But he's kind of a pussy.
I don't know if you heard it, but when they get the ambulance to the house and the orderlies are wheeling her to the ambulance,
right?
The one orderly says, "How's she doing?" And the other one says, "The blade broke a rib, probably saved her life." And then later in the hospital, they're actually, "Oh yeah, we have to get in here. Her ribs are cracked from the attack." It's like, he stabbed her in the stomach, nowhere near a fucking rib. I can't blame that on the screenwriter. I have to blame that on the filmmaker who, when they shot the scene, probably just told him to stab him there, and no one's paying attention to the script.
Yeah, and the thing is too, you're right. Nowhere near the rib, and if he got anywhere near the ribs, he probably could have hit the liver, Could have hit the pancreas, the gallbladder. It could have hit so many.
Oh, he could have hit any internal organ, really. I mean,
well, yeah, but no, the stomach's probably where you want to go with that. If you're gonna try and live through an injury,
if you're trying to live. Oh, if you're trying to live, yeah, lower abdomen maybe, yeah, depends. Yeah,
it's gonna suck, but it won't be like Reservoir Dogs where you 5 gallons of blood on the ground.
I'm personally of the mind that if you're trying to kill a nurse, the throat's the place to stab.
Yeah.
But I mean, that not that I've ever given that any major thought before.
I hope not.
But that's what I would do.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
What's interesting, because it's on the screen right here. Ironside is killing the nurse. The one that has a rating system for the men she's sleeping with.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, the Bob gets a 2, cries during sex. It's like, why is this in the film?
Well, because she's an emasculating female character who trivializes men's sexual pursuits. So she has to go.
She's got to go.
And that's the problem. That's the problem with trying to make the film as a feminist, or then again, maybe not. Maybe it's pointing out that these are the kind of women that get attacked. Women who demean men sexually. Women who, like the girl he takes up to the apartment. And at least he took her to his apartment and raped her, which I thought was kind of chivalrous.
Or atheist. Atheist women.
What?
That's a different podcast altogether. I thought you'd get it, but you didn't.
No, I didn't.
It's okay.
No, I mean...
All right. I'm going to have to clarify that, because obviously you think I'm a crazy person right now.
Yeah. And you're stepping on my line, but anyway.
The Pat Robertson audio you sent me. You didn't even listen to it. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. All right, yeah, totally.
I assumed you listened to the audio, so when I threw that in there, I thought I'd get a chuckle. That's all. And
since nobody else knows what you're talking about, it would have worked perfectly.
Yeah, okay.
all I'm saying is that he took her to his apartment to rape her instead of like in an alley or at her place or something. I thought that was very polite of him. I mean, at least he learned some kind of manners from his father and how to do things, the etiquette of rape.
Sure, and if he took her anywhere else, he probably wouldn't have been able to restrain her as well, and she might have said something. You never know.
I think he could restrain her in an alley just as well as he did in his room. Not like he tied her down or anything. He just held a knife to her. It's not intricate. There's not a series of levers and. Well,
we're not going to rewrite the film. He probably would have ended up having to kill her.
I can rewrite the film.
I'm sure you could.
If we did, we definitely have to give more screen time to the parrot. Parrot definitely.
Stay out of the hallway. Stay out of the hallway.
Also, Shatner would have to have some more screen time. Shatner is I think he's the second build. Lee Grant's first billing. I think Shatner got second billing. And he's only in the film for maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
He already had 2 Star Trek films under his belt at that point. He was a big star.
Yeah, and this is kind of like a walk-on for him. He probably has 3 scenes with his wife. One when he yells at her, then when he finds her nearly dead. Damn it! Better luck next time. Then when he comes to visit the hospital and eats soup while he's talking to her.
Yeah.
And then at the end, where he somehow gets involved with the police on the investigation, because he's a television producer, so of course the cops are going to let him into a crime scene.
Right.
Obviously.
Exactly. Obviously. They're a little more loose in the 80s, I guess.
Well, yeah.
You're stepping all over my crime scene. Who cares? Go ahead.
Yeah, but the one place the writer loses, though, is that he kills like all people outside of the realm of what Michael Ironside is against.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what I'm kind of getting at. Is he does kill the slut and he kills the promiscuous emasculator, but then he kills an old person that he walked in on. He kills the wrong person. For his first time in the hospital, he goes in the wrong room.
Yeah, this is the old lady. The one he just gives her a heart attack by staring at her.
No.
Which one are you talking about? First time in the hospital was the old lady.
All right, yeah. First time in the hospital is the old lady. He goes to the wrong room and cuts the air hose on her, and then looks in to see who it is and says, "Oh, I cut the air hose on the wrong person because I didn't look first." But since he's already cut her air hose, he sits down and takes pictures of her while she's dying.
Right. Yes.
Right.
We already talked about this.
What?
I thought we talked about this already.
No.
Whatever. I thought we did. I thought we mentioned that he went and to the wrong room and he killed the old lady and just watched her have a heart attack. Yeah,
but not heart attack. He cuts her life support. She dies from that. He doesn't make her have a heart attack.
Okay, well,
that's all I'm saying.
That's all.
And then he waits around for the nurse to come back and then kills her.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes.
And then after all that, after these 2 people have been killed in the room that Lee Grant was originally in, nobody makes the connection except Lee Grant.
Yeah, he's after me. I know it. He thought it was me. Ah, you're crazy, lady.
Oh, no one's after you. Come on.
We're prepping you for surgery.
Yeah.
And you know what? When they prep you for surgery, I didn't realize you were awake that long.
I wouldn't know. I avoid that like the plague.
Well, as anyone should. But she's just like, no, no, no. And then they put her under. It's like, I didn't realize that you got wheeled in awake. I didn't realize that happened.
Well, in movies it does because it's more dramatic.
I guess so. This director went on to do nothing but TV stuff.
Yeah, it definitely has a TV director feel to it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Nothing new there.
The only other major film release he's done, as far as I could see, was Eddie and the Cruisers 2, Eddie Lives.
Oh, the sequel? Yeah.
The sequel. That was all him.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because that was a film that demanded a sequel.
Yeah, and that's one of those movies where, he's hiding out. All he did was grow a mustache, and no one knows who he is. Well, yeah. You ever see Eddie and the Cruisers 2?
I never saw Eddie and the Cruisers 1.
I liked Eddie and the Cruisers Part 1.
I'm sure you did.
I did. Well, anyway, Eddie and the Cruisers 2, spoiler alert, he fakes his death in the first film. And in the second film, he grows a mustache, and no one knows who he is. Then, at some point in the film, shaves the mustache. And everyone's like, I thought you were dead! Really? Really? This is what we're doing.
Maybe they were all just pretending because they liked him. Like, oh, he's doing that whole hiding thing. Just pretend.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Like if William Shatner grew a mustache and he was in the movie, you'd be like, oh, who's this interesting young actor?
Who's this guy?
Who's this guy? He's got moxie. I like his. He's got spunk. I like that. I like that.
I'm a Rocket Man.
And then, I mean, at the end of the film,
you
have a cat and mouse chase where eventually Lee Grant kills Michael Ironside, and they make a point of it too. Where we have a woman who was attacked, and the reporters are like vicious about her. Like, well, does this change your stance on your Does this change your opinion on violence? Are you gonna waver in your anti-violence stance? It's like, oh, because she was abused? No, I think people that are attacked violently are usually still anti-violence, especially when the violence is upon them.
Right.
But they're trying to push it to the idea that would you want to do violence on him? It's like, well, it's called self-defense. The leading questions from the reporters have no real basis in reality on what you'd have for a woman that was just assaulted in her house. But they do kind of lay this kind of weird, supposedly character arc where at the end she stabs Michael Ironside to save herself in self-defense because she's trying to attack him. It's supposed to be this. It's like Death Wish, but on a minor level.
Yeah.
Going from a bleeding heart liberal to a vigilante. This is just going to, I'm against abuse. I'm against spousal abuse too. Yeah, I'm going to stab the guy that's trying to abuse me. There's not really an arc there.
No.
But when she does it, again, Michael Ironside, Michael Ironside, best death faces ever.
Oh yeah, his faces are great.
I love his death faces.
And he wasn't that well known. He did Scanners, and people knew him from that. But he was just really starting to come into his own as the crazy guy that you got for your movies. And his part in Scanners wasn't that big either. He had. Well, I would say
time-wise, yeah, but he was a very impacting character when you.
Huge.
The scenes he was in.
Huge. Yeah. One of the most iconic scenes in film history.
In horror film history.
Okay, I'll give you that. I mean, it really stands out against all films in my opinion.
You're not going to see it during an Oscars montage. Let's put it that way.
Oh God, you know how much respect I'd give the Oscars, the Academy, if they did do that.
You mean you'd give them some respect? If they did
No. I'd give them respect because that means someone cool is running the fucking show now.
Yeah, good luck with that. But
No,
that's why I
it
say
ain't happening. It ain't happening.
That's why I say it's an iconic scene in horror films, just because that's the reason I point that out.
I mean, you couldn't pick up a Fangoria magazine, without seeing it.
Well, yeah. But the two things that bother me, I love his and his death faces go in waves. It's like it's just
and the mouth, the way his lips curl over his teeth.
Yeah, especially when she pushes like after she stabs him initially, he looks down at her like he's gonna do something, and she just shoves it in deeper, and he does one of the eyes. But after when she kills him, he's checking all these showers in the hospital in this area, and he's yanking them down one by one, and he goes to yank one down, and she stabs him through the curtain. So she goes, bam, through the curtain into him. So then the curtain falls down, and he sees her. When she backs him up against the door, pushing the knife deeper in, suddenly the curtain's on the floor behind them.
Okay, I didn't really notice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really notice.
She stabs him through the curtain, and then next thing you know, magic curtains on the floor now.
Movie mistake, or do you think that was an extended scene?
No, movie mistake. Because she doesn't pull the knife out and put it back in him again.
No, okay.
That breaks the flow. But then, even then, what's even worse is you go to her where she finds her husband, Shatner, and everything's okay. And then the last shot of the film is Ironside on his back looking up. But when he finally dies, he dies face down, hugging her shoe. Hugging a high-heeled shoe and a switchblade, and his face is down on the ground. So, how did he get on his back?
Nobody flipped him over.
It's like they wanted that one final image, and they just said, well, fuck it. And that's why I say, I think any major flaws in this film are from production value. Screenplay could have been a bit tighter and a bit more focused on the theme, but I don't think the screenplay ruins the film too much. As far as slashers go, it's not bad.
No, it's not that. It's bad, but there's been worse. Like, for instance, on IMDb, it's got a 5.3.
I think that's deserved.
You think we'd go 5?
Yeah, I think 5 is average for that. I think it's an average film. I don't think it's. It shows the rushed production that you got from that time period where they're just cranking out horror films.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you watch something like this, it's hard because you kind of think from a fan perspective of movies as things of passion, things of emotion, things that, we want to get that out there. And you're always looking for the coolness or the emotional impact or the awesomeness that would be there. And you watch a film like this and you can't imagine anybody being really excited about it. Like, I can't imagine getting the script, reading it, and going, wow, I'm excited to be a part of this. This is one of those films that makes you realize that the entertainment industry is a job. And people making movies are just making movies because you have to have movies out there.
Yeah.
And so, there's nothing in this, the writer tried to do something a little different with it, but there's nothing groundbreaking or original or deep about this film that you can see anybody thinking, it's like, I hope they pick me.
Yeah.
Shatner doesn't give a shit. Michael Ironside only gives a shit because he does creepy, sadistic, really good. I don't even think he's acting.
Yeah, he's one of those actors where if the news report is like Michael Ironside was accosted today, he was picked up, thrown in jail for killing 3 women. It's like, I knew it.
Oh yeah.
That's how you would react to that. It's like, yeah, okay, I knew it.
I will put good money on that. I would bet good money that Michael Ironside supplied his own wardrobe for this film. See the director? So I want you to go in and change and come out in something creepy. He said, I got a latex shirt at home. You think that'll work? Yeah. Actually, I'm wearing it right now.
I can write that off, right?
Bet you the switchblade was his too.
Yeah, right. If they swabbed that for DNA, they might
There's
have
just
found a surprise.
something unsettling about that motherfucker. He was the best part of V. Really, the best part of V.
Yeah, the I didn't watch a lot of that show, but
But
right.
his
Of
character.
course. Oh yeah.
Just that kind of now the aliens are attacking. I'm a good guy.
And he hasn't done a lot. Like he's kind of laid back. The acting, but he a movie that he was in that I was surprised to see him in, because it was one of those where it's like, oh wow, I haven't seen this guy in a while, was The Machinist. He was in that. He was really good in that. The one with Christian Bale.
Oh, that I'm thinking of. Yeah, different Machinist. All right.
Is there another Machinist?
Yeah, there is another Machinist.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
But no, I'm thinking of The Mechanic. Sorry, that's what I'm saying.
The Mechanic.
The Mechanic, and then the remake of The Mechanic. But I always get confused.
I've never seen either one of those. It's one of those.
The original Mechanic. You got to see that. That's Charles Bronson as an assassin, and he takes on Mr. Airwolf. Oh,
Airwolf.
What the fuck is his name?
Yeah, he's got 3 names. First, middle,
yeah,
last.
Yeah. Look it up. But he takes him on as a protege, and it's about an assassin, a lonely assassin taking on
Jan Michael Vincent.
Jan Michael Vincent, right?
Pulled that one out of my ass.
Yeah.
I didn't even look that shit up.
A favorite of 70s and 80s television and screen.
That guy's been through more shit. He should be dead, but he's not.
He really should be dead. Yes.
He's been through some shit.
But yeah, I mean, I know he's sidetracked, but I would definitely feel comfortable giving this a 5.
Okay. I think so. I think so. 5 is good.
If there was more parrot in it, it'd get a 6.
If there was some more parrot, it's like, I'm not going to do the parrot again, but if there was more parrot, yeah, sure, I'd agree with that.
Maybe the parrot was the real killer. That would be a twist.
You deserved it. You deserved it.
Whore. Mommy was a slut.
Oh shit. If he did what you were told, you'd be alive. If he did what you were told, you'd be alive.
We better stop while we're ahead.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. Challenge to you.
Yes.
It's a Lee Grant film. All right, and it's you'll never guess it.
Okay.
If I gave you an actor, you'd guess it. So it's my absolute. You might guess it from this. It's my absolute favorite romantic comedy ever. It's the only one I like. It's the only one I ever watch. Came out in 1991, and she plays the lawyer. That is prosecuting Albert Brooks.
Oh, you're challenging me defending your life?
I am challenging you to defending your life.
But you like it.
I love it.
So
But
why?
Wait. But I can see people thinking it's a bad film. Like, you could watch it and take away, this movie sucks. So, yes, I really enjoy the film. I hold it dear to my heart. But I could definitely see somebody like you not liking it or having an issue with it. I mean, what was the film you challenged me to not that long ago where you loved it and I don't love it?
Well, yeah, but usually when I do that, it's still kind of a bad film.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Defending Your Life didn't win any awards.
All right, so wait, I mean, I'm not arguing with your choice, but you're telling me you got Lee Grant, Miss Disaster film.
Yeah.
And you chose romantic
Defending
comedy
Your Life.
instead.
I did.
Okay.
I mean, when am I going to get another chance to challenge Defending Your Life? Because I didn't know she was in this film, and I saw her, and I'm like, this person looks familiar as all hell. And then I saw her name, and I'm like, holy shit, she was in Defending Your Life. I mean, amongst other things. But, I mean, I'm not going to challenge you to Wanted Dead or Alive. Even though I'd like to review that film, I like that one too. I think you like that one too as well.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I just thought Defending Your Life would be a good back and forth, because I know it inside and out. I don't know, do you want me to challenge you to something else? It sounds like you don't want it.
It just sounds like kind of a, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't sound that exciting of a challenge.
Oh my god.
No, I mean, it's like it's a romantic comedy. It's.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought you'd give me something that at least was a bit more bad. Badder. More badder.
I was very excited about this challenge. Apparently not anymore.
I don't want to rain on your parade here.
You're raining on it.
I know. I don't want to, but.
All right.
I mean, you're talking about a woman.
I'll get you another goddamn challenge.
I mean, you're talking about a woman that was in The Swarm.
Yes, I know what she was in. She was also in V. Wow, I didn't know that.
Airport 77. I mean, she was in V too. Oh, that's cool.
Oh no! I'm sorry. The screenwriter Brian Taggart did V.
Well, that makes sense.
I mean, she could have been in V. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
Well, I'm not gonna be able to find anything else right now and make it good. So, how about we'll make it Defending Your Life, and then I'll give you something better, and we'll announce it during the week.
Well, how about this? How about I bring back our? We'll do Defending Your Life. I just think it's going to be a short review. I don't think we're going to have too much to really go into detail on it.
This review was 55 minutes. I mean,
right. Okay.
I didn't think it was going to last that long. Let's put it that way.
All right, we can do Defending Your Life.
Well, no, we were going to do something else, then Defending Your Life?
No, let's just do Defending Your Life, and we'll see where that takes us.
I'll get you a different challenge.
No. We'll do Defending Your Life.
Nah.
It sounds fun.
I can tell when you're not into it. It's fine.
No, it sounds fun.
It's not fun. Not for me anymore. It was going to be. Anyway, all right. Let's go ahead and end the show.
On a down note, sorry.
It's fine. It's all right. It's just a movie podcast. That's all it is. Don't give me the sad face. I get the sad face from everybody.
That's because you make people sad.
No. It's because I'm strict. It's my way or the highway. People get sad.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's what I tell myself. This is episode 137 of Moviesucktastic. Please go to our website at moviesucktastic.com and download our shows there. You can listen to them from the site. You can watch the show live using the live stream app that we have. You can go to livestream.com/moviesucktastic. You can do the same thing there. You can go to iTunes and you can download the shows. You can leave us reviews on that as well. You can leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470. You can email us, themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. And you can go to our Tumblr page at moviesucktastic.tumblr.com, facebook.com/moviesucktastic. You can do all of that. You can do a search for us at your favorite search engine, Moviesucktastic, and we come up everywhere. And that's about it. All right. Do you have any parting words? Any wisdom?
Just, I'm sorry, Joey.
It's all right. I'll get over it. It's fine. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.